Man of Sorrows. This one's a doozy. I remember it was about a week after I lost my dad that I was kind of just crying out to the Lord from that dark place of not knowing what to do, having all the questions, kind of all the what ifs running through my head. What if I had done this? Or, when you're in that stage of grief. I was kind of just crying out to the Lord, and I remember hearing so clearly from Jesus. He just gently and clearly whispered to me, he's like, I know what it's like to be separated from my dad. And it kind of changed the game for me, because he was not only being present with me in the pain, but he was relating to me in it. And Isaiah 53 talks about the man of sorrows. He's acquainted with our grief. And I think it's in Hebrews that it talks about, like, he's a high priest, that he relates to us. Like, everything that can go through in this life, like Jesus can relate. Like, he went through that. And so that was that encounter, that moment was when those things became really real to me with Jesus, because I'm like, I knew you were good, I knew you were God, I knew you're able to be present with me, I can feel your presence. But then for him to get into the dirt and go, hey, I know exactly what you're feeling. And it marked me. And so fast forward years later, this was just like a couple years ago, or a year or two ago. I was just cooking in my kitchen and kind of reflecting on that encounter that I'd had, just like hearing Jesus say that and feeling so grateful, like that he would relate and that he would just get down in the dirt with me in that way. And it caused me to see a new side of him, that I'm like, I knew this about, like, I knew he went to the cross, I knew he died, he got separated from the Father, went to hell, all the, like, theologically, mentally, I knew that. But then when it becomes real and he says, hey, I know, like, I went through this. I was just in my kitchen, like, reflecting on that, and no, I didn't have like a guitar or piano. I was just cooking or doing dishes or something, and I just remember that I think it was the first verse, like, man of sorrows, you relate to, and that whole verse, and then the chorus, like the whole song just kind of came to me in the kitchen. I'm just doing dishes. Like, it felt like a gift. It felt like Jesus was like, hey, this is a part of my heart that I want you to experience. And even the bridge, like, just feels like an invitation. Like, I want to see a new side of you, that I couldn't have experienced this side of who you are without actually walking through pain myself. And so, honestly, the whole song was a gift, but it got really sentimental and really fun for me later, because I had gotten verse 1, chorus, and bridge, but I was like, it needs another verse. Like, it needs one more something to it. And I had been wanting to write a song with my mom. I was like, I knew I wanted to write one of these songs on the album with my mom, but I didn't know which one. And then I kind of pulled up this one. I'm like, I need a second verse. I'm going to reach out to my mom. And so she sent me a bunch of lyrics, kind of giving me her process with grief and processing grief, but still finding the Lord in it. I was like, Mom, how have you encountered God in your grief? Like, what's a way that you've seen him draw close that you couldn't have seen him draw close in any other context? And so that's how verse 2 came about. Like, in my weakness, you uphold me. In grief and heaviness, you enfold me. Your grace is upon me. And we just kind of crafted that verse together, and it just fit beautifully into the song. But I just feel like it felt like such a gift from God, and a gift to be able to write that with family that had been through the same thing too, and experienced the Lord in the same way. But yeah, it's a really special song to me, I think, because I didn't write the song the week after my dad died, but I felt like I got the core of what the Lord wanted to give me in that first week of grieving. And so it's really special to me.